ladies and gentlemen, esteemed scholars, students, and organizers of this important conference. It's a great honor to stand before you today at Harvard University, a global center for learning and the pursuit of truth, to speak about the tragedy, unfortunately, and the future of my homeland, Afghanistan. Allow me, at the outset of this, sincerely thank Harvard University and the organizer of this conference for dedicating your time and attention to Afghanistan and this particular time. Thank you very much. In our interconnected world that we are at today, no crisis is isolated. What happens in one corner of the world, indeed, it is going to affect the other side of it as well, and inevitably it affects all of us. I speak to you today at a time when women of Afghanistan entirely have been erased from public life, unfortunately. Schools and universities remain closed to all of the women of Afghanistan. Instead of modern education, extremist ideologies are spreading throughout jihadist and jihadi madrasas and jihadist schools, unfortunately, threatening not only my society and our society in Afghanistan, but the security of the region and the world for now and also for the future. Let me briefly share three key components and three key concerns today. First is the nature of the current crisis. Afghanistan faces a deep and multidimensional crisis, political, security-related, economic, and social, all rooted to the Taliban and because of their rule, now and also in the past 20 years, which unfortunately we have lost a golden opportunity of rebuilding our country. But all our resources, the attention of the government, the important investment of the world, both the attention and also the funding, it all went into war against the Taliban because they waged war against the people and against the government of Afghanistan. This extremist group has imposed itself through force and governs through fear and gun today. The Taliban are not indeed a political movement seeking a reform. No, they are a terrorist group which has sinister history and background. Since the withdrawal of US forces and the collapse of the Republic in 2021, they have turned Afghanistan into a safe haven for extremists, a haven for violent extremism, and indeed a prison for all people of Afghanistan. In this dark moment, the National Resistance Front has risen to defend our people. We are committed indeed to universal human rights and to building a democratic and pluralistic Afghanistan where all citizens, regardless of ethnicity, religion, or gender, have equal rights. Second, it's the expansion of terrorism from Afghanistan's soil. Since the Taliban's return to power, Afghanistan has become the operational base for more than 21 terrorist groups. I repeat myself, it is very, very important. Since the return of the Taliban's power and their return to power, Afghanistan has become the operational base, not just where they just seek sanctuary, an operational base for more than 21 terrorist groups and organizations, including Al-Qaeda, ISKP, TTP, and others. Many attacks across the region have been planned from Afghanistan's territory. Recently, you have seen, and it has been proven and has been proved that the recent attacks in Pakistan, it increased since the collapse of the Republic up to 300% since the fall of Kabul and since the Taliban's return. And the TTP, the Tehrik Taliban of Pakistan, has indeed increased their violence against the people of Pakistan. Just an example. And the Al-Qaeda today are far more stronger than the Al-Qaeda of 2001. The effort that the Al-Qaeda did in 2001 to attack 9/11, at 9/11 to attack the Twin Tower, it was out of absolute desperation. Today, they have a geography the size of France at their disposal. They do not have that determination, or they do not have that sort of problem to seek such extreme ways to show strength. The National Resistance Front stand alone, unfortunately, in this fighting against the terrorism on the ground in Afghanistan. We carry forward the legacy of those who gave their lives to defend human dignity without external support whatsoever. We continue this resistance because we believe it is our duty to our people and to global security. We are not doing it because one country or another is seeking it. We are doing it simply because we believe in our values, we believe in our people, and we are doing it for them. However, this is not just our problem. This is a global one. Hundreds of radical schools have emerged in recent years, training the next generation of extremists, which the world must not ignore this growing danger. Third, it is the danger of appeasement. Appeasing the Taliban is a grave miscalculation. It ignores the will of our people for a future free of terror and injustice. And let's not forget that for the past 4 years, the world indeed tried the appeasing policy. Look where it actually ended up. Look where we are at right now and how much things changed inside Afghanistan. Unfortunately, the policy of appeasing or this strategy proved to be a futile attempt, and it must stop at once. The Taliban are indeed not representative of our people. They are their oppressors. They have committed widespread human rights abuses, suppressed women, and carrying out ethnic cleansing in various regions of the country. Afghanistan is a nation made up entirely of ethnic minorities. No single group constitutes a majority. Only a pluralistic, democratic system grounded in citizenship can reflect the will of its people. We are in 21st century. We no longer can live in a system where a decree of a mullah or a scholar or someone that unfortunately no one in Afghanistan has seen or heard can rule. Only the rule of law and a constitution and a democratic government can be something that the people of Afghanistan can accept. We in National Resistance Front have always prioritized dialogue and peace, but the Taliban have refused any political solution. They have chosen war. They have chosen it in the past 20 years, and they have chosen it now. Our struggle is for survival, for a future where freedom, dignity, and justice are not just words, but realities. And our political vision is, alongside our resistance, we are building a political alternative. One of our key efforts is the Vienna process. For a democratic Afghanistan, it's an initiative led by the people of Afghanistan working to create a framework for a future democratic state. 5 rounds of this process have been held so far. It reflects the capacity of Afghanistan's democratic forces to organize and to lead. We call on the international community to support these efforts, to stand with democratic forces of Afghanistan and stand with the people of Afghanistan, not with the oppressors. The final appeal, the National Resistance Front and all anti-Taliban forces represent hope in an age of darkness. We understand the responsibility placed upon us by our people, and we carry it with humility and determination. I call on the academic community, policymakers, and thought leaders in the United States and around the world not to forget about Afghanistan. Nearly 40 million live under tyranny today. They should trouble the conscience of humanity. Once again, I express my deep gratitude to Harvard University and all those who made to this conference and all those who actually made it possible. Thank you very much, all of you. It has been an honor to be here. I wish one day to be actually there and to be there in person and to meet you guys. It has been always one of my wills and one of my wishes. Thank you so much.